Okay, hey there. If you have answered yes to the first question in the first lesson of this module, then there's no doubt that you're doing this right. Now, what's the next agenda? Now, for this module, we have to find out if our prospects are spending, if they have the spending power to buy our products or services. Your goal is to answer the question, are people spending money in your niche? Now, you have to take this next sentence by heart. Passion is what drives them to buy. And we got to exploit that passion and turn them into hungry buyers of whatever you're selling. Now, there are two easy places to check profitability. One is plain old Google search, and the second is Google Keyword Planner. For starters, I usually just go to google.com and type a keyword or phrase my chosen niche has. Now, for example, if my chosen niche is about dog training, which is an example pretty used a lot in courses. Now, don't ask me why, because I don't know. I just felt like using it as an example, since dog training is an example of a passionate niche. Now, you need to think like your prospect and come up with a phrase that you think they are more inclined to type. Okay, so if someone's searching for dog training tips, the usual phrase they would type would be, how to train my dog, and not dog training exactly. So for this example, I'm just going to type the phrase, how to train my dog on the Google search bar. Now, hit search, and what you need to look for are the ads at the right side of the page. Most of the time, it would also be on the top as one of the search results. Now, this right here, as we all know, are ads. Of course, it won't be there unless it was paid for, right? So that's a clear sign that marketers are advertising in your niche. And the fact that they are willing to spend X amount of dollars just to acquire a customer gives you an idea that your niche is a spending market. It's quite obvious. I mean, no one spends on advertising fees unless they are seeing consistent gains. So an ad is your first indication of a spending market. With this data alone, I can assume that I chose a buying niche. But we're not going to stop there because we want to squeeze the most we can from Google in checking if the niche we have is a buying niche. Now, before we move on, let me just share with you a tip that can help you write a great ad copy for your own campaigns. What I'd like you to do is take a screenshot of the ads that would pop up based on your keyword phrase, and then come back after a week or two using the same keyword phrase and see what changed. Normally, you'd see different ads from before, but if ever you did find an ad that's still the same from the last time, write down that ad and include it in your swipe file. Why? The fact that they have the ad up and running for almost 2 weeks means only one thing, that it's working. And since it is working, we can also probably use it as an inspiration for your own ad campaign or even your own copy. Okay? So moving on, the next way, which is more specific, is to go to Google Keyword Planner and check the cost per click or CPC of a certain keyword. Now, what's cost per click, you say? Cost per click is the amount of dollars that the advertiser has to pay every time someone clicks on their ad. So a keyword with a CPC of $1.25 means that the advertiser has to pay $1.25 for every click. So how are we going to do that? Now go to google.com, type the phrase Keyword Planner on the search bar, hit enter, choose the very first search result, and you'll be prompted by a login screen. All you have to do is sign up to AdWords. Don't worry, just because you signed in, it doesn't mean that you have to advertise. Okay? So now, once you've signed in, click on the search for keyword and ad group ideas. Now, once clicked, you now have a field to put in your keyword. Now, under your product and service field, type in your keyword. Now, in this example, I'm going to use how to build a list as my sample keyword phrase since my niche is in internet marketing. Now, you'd see some fields for targeting your audience, but we're not going to dwell on that. You can change the country if you like or languages, but I think you'd want to leave it out like that since US would be your main audience. You can add UK if you want, but we just want to get a feel of the whole process. So scroll down a bit and you'll see other fields such as negative keywords and average monthly searches, but it doesn't matter. All we're after is to see what's the estimated amount of dollars per click we can have using that keyword. All you have to do is click Get Ideas. Now wait for it. On the right side of the screen is a tab that says Keyword Ideas. You'll see how much traffic that exact search term gets per month, and the important part is the suggested bid if ever you're going to advertise using that keyword. Now, I'm currently in the Philippines, so the currency on the screen is a peso amount and not in dollars. Anyway, 105 and 89 pesos is roughly equivalent to $2.46, since a dollar is equivalent to 43 pesos. Now, if I see a cost per click of $1 and above, the higher the better, I really go after that niche. It just means that the niche I chose is profitable since advertisers are willing to spend that much for a single click. Now, the higher the suggested CPC bid, the better it is to choose that niche. Now, if you scroll down a bit, you'd see that right below there are other keyword ideas that are closely related to your keyword. You can also check the Ad Group Ideas tab, and you'll see some keywords related on list building having as high as $20 per click. Now again, we're doing this to make sure that your competitors are spending money on your chosen market. Now if they're not, then there's probably no money in there in the first place. Okay, that's it for lesson 2. Now, on the next lesson, we're going to analyze your niche if it is the right market for a long-term business.